Hello everyone, this is Group 3, and our topic is to use sklearn's grid search API to change multiple hyperparameters in the CNN model. So first, as we discuss the grid search in sklearn's API, we know that hyperparameter optimization is a big part of deep learning. The reason is that neural networks are really difficult to configure and there are lots of parameters that need to be set. On top of that, individual models can be very slow to train. So we will discover how to use the grid search capability from the sklearn Python machine learning library to train the hyperparameters of current deep learning models. We can see here what is the grid search looks like. We can simply use grid search to select the kernel and hyperparameters just like the breadcode area, and then we can find the best kernel and hyperparameters that are available. So how to use Keras models in sklearn first? There are two wrappers. The first one is to implement the sklearn classifier interface, and the second one is to implement the sklearn regressor interface. Keras model can be used in sklearn by wrapping the basic Keras classifier or Keras regressor class. To use these wrappers, we must define a function that creates and returns our Keras sequential model, then pass this function to the build fn argument when constructing the Keras classifier class. We can see the example here. So we first define function to create a model and then constructing the Keras classifier class. Then how do we use grid search in sklearn? We know that grid search is a model hyperparameter optimization technique, and in sklearn this technique is provided in the grid search CV class. So when constructing this class, we must provide a dictionary of hyperparameters to evaluate in the grid argument. Then this is a map of the model parameter name and an array of values to try. And what is grid search CV class? This will then construct and evaluate one model for each combination of parameters. Cross-validation usually used to evaluate each individual model, and the default of threefold cross-validation are usually used. By default, the accuracy is the score that is optimized, but other scores can be specified in the score argument of the grid search CV constructor. And also, the grid search will only use one thread. By setting the njobs argument in the grid search CV constructor to -1, the process will use all scores on your machine. Depending on your Keras backend, this may interfere with the main neural network training process. So we can see the example here. Then, how to turn the hyperparameters? We first need to create hyperparameter space. Like here, we create the epochs, the bench size, the optimizers, and then we have to create the hyperparameter options. Given the challenge of time, our team decided to keep epochs constant and create a grid search for bench size and optimizers. And the next step is to conduct research and find the best result. So to create a grid search, we need to use grid search CV, and then we feed the grid search and find the grid search result. Here are our final results on the CNN model. We can see that with the bench size is 64, epoch is 20, and the optimizer is a DAM. It will show out the highest accuracy of the CNN model. And also we can use this code to view the hyperparameters of best neural network. And here are some tips for the hyperparameter optimization. The first one is we need to review the whole grid. Do not just focus on the best result, but review the whole grid of results and look for trends to support configuration decision. And the second one is the k-fold cross-validation. because the results really show some variance. In our project, we fit in 3 folds for each of 4 candidates to ensure our results are stable. And the last one is do not transport the results, because results are generally problem specific, so we need to look for broader trends like number of layers or relationships between parameters. Okay, this is our topic. Thank you.